Welcome, gents. You are not aging, you are evolving, and evolution leaves no room for the ordinary. There's something quietly remarkable about Sigma males. While most people wear their age like heavy armor, Sigma males seem to reverse the process. No, it's not about expensive routines or chasing youth. It's something deeper, something internal. It's the way they move through life, deliberate, calm, and detached from all the noise that wears most people down. They don't live on anyone else's clock. They don't wake up trying to impress the world, and that lack of pressure, that refusal to perform, shows in their face, in their energy, in the way their presence feels light, even as they carry deep thoughts. Sigma males don't drain themselves chasing validation or fighting for attention. They protect their peace, they guard their energy, and they are ruthless with who or what they let into their space. This isn't about being mysterious for the sake of it. This is about choosing growth over chaos, presence over pressure. It's about letting go of the battles that aren't yours and mastering the ones that are. That kind of self-respect doesn't just give you a strong mind. It keeps your spirit young. So if you're someone who has always walked a quieter path, someone who thinks deeply and lives simply, don't doubt yourself. You're not falling behind. You're aging differently. And that difference is your secret power. You're not just a Sigma male, you are your own antidote to time. Let's begin, gents. Number 1, minimalism isn't aesthetic, it's medicine. When most people hear the word minimalism, they picture an Instagram post, a spotless room, neutral colors, some modern furniture. But for Sigma males, minimalism has nothing to do with how things look. It's about how things feel. It's not a trend, it's survival. Sigma males understand something most people overlook. Chaos on the outside creates chaos on the inside. Every object you don't need, every piece of noise you don't filter, every tab open on your phone, all of it piles up, slowly draining your focus and silently raising your stress. And that kind of constant stimulation, it ages you, not just mentally, but physically, so they strip it all away. They don't live in cluttered rooms or noisy circles. They don't collect things they don't use or fill their space with distractions. Their homes are quiet, their schedules are simple, their surroundings are calm. And that stillness isn't empty, it's powerful. It gives their mind room to breathe. It gives their body space to reset. Minimalism for them is about energy. It's about preserving what matters and discarding what doesn't. It's not about pretending to live a clean lifestyle for likes. It's about staying mentally sharp, emotionally grounded, and physically light. That's the real medicine. When your space is peaceful, your mind stops fighting the world around you. Your nervous system relaxes, your sleep improves, you look less tense. You age slower, you even carry yourself differently. People will say they look younger and wonder what the secret is. They'll never guess it's the empty shelf, the quiet room, the decision not to answer that unnecessary message, the silence after a long day instead of endless scrolling. For Sigma males, minimalism is not a style. It's a shield. And in a world that constantly demands more, choosing less is what keeps them timeless. Number 2, they age from the inside out. Here's the truth most people don't want to hear. No cream, no needle, and no fancy treatment can undo the damage of a stressed mind and a neglected body. That's why Sigma males seem to move through time differently. They're not obsessed with looking young, they're obsessed with being well. And that changes everything. While the world chases shortcuts and filters, Sigma males focus on the quiet fundamentals, the stuff no one sees. They drink enough water, not because it's trendy, but because they understand their body runs on it. They protect their sleep like it's sacred, because they know real recovery doesn't happen without it. They care about their gut health, their breathing, their rest cycles, not to show off, but because it gives them clarity, it gives them balance. And here's where it gets even deeper. They work on their emotions like they work on their body. They process their pain. They observe their reactions. They don't let anger stay trapped in their chest for years. They don't carry shame around like a badge. That kind of emotional hygiene, it shows in their posture, in their tone, in their skin. Most people age fast because they're constantly tense, constantly rushing, constantly needing something to distract them from themselves. But Sigma males, they sit with it, they deal with it, they regulate their nervous system through quiet, daily choices. It might not look glamorous, but it builds strength that glows from the inside. People ask what their secret is. The truth is not a product, it's a lifestyle. It's the power of mastering the basics while the world keeps skipping over them. That's how they age from the inside out. And that's why they don't just look younger, they feel younger because they earned it in solitude. One honest choice at a time. Number 3, self-sufficiency breeds stability. Sigma males don't sit around waiting for someone else to show up and make their life better. They've built the habit of relying on themselves, not because they don't trust others, but because they know that emotional independence is freedom. And freedom is the key to peace. They don't need constant reassurance. They don't depend on someone else's mood to determine how they feel. They don't crumble when someone leaves or lose themselves in a relationship. That inner stability protects them from the emotional roller coasters that so many people live on. And here's the powerful part. When your emotions aren't constantly spiking and crashing, your body stays balanced. You sleep better, you breathe deeper, your stress levels stay low. And all of that keeps you looking and feeling younger. Most people don't realize that constant emotional ups and downs take a toll. Breakdowns from unmet expectations, anxiety from always needing someone around, burnout from always giving too much. Over time, that chaos starts to show in the face, in the eyes, in the way a person carries themselves. Sigma males avoid all of that by being whole on their own. They enjoy company, but they don't need it to feel complete. They can sit alone in silence without reaching for distractions. They can move through life without leaning on others for motivation or purpose. That kind of emotional self-regulation isn't just powerful, it's rare. And when you don't spend your life chasing comfort or begging for connection, you age differently. You feel lighter, you become more centered. You give from overflow instead of desperation. Self-sufficiency isn't about isolation, it's about knowing that no matter who comes or goes, you are still solid, you're still grounded. And that steady internal rhythm, it keeps Sigma males calm, sharp, and quietly timeless. Number 4, they don't feed the ego. One of the most powerful reasons Sigma males stay youthful is because they don't burn energy trying to be someone they're not. They've let go of the exhausting need to prove anything to the world. While others are constantly performing, chasing praise, curating images, building personas, Sigma males are simply living fully, quietly, as they are. They don't need a crowd to clap for them. They don't shape-shift to be more likable. They're not addicted to being seen, and because of that, they preserve a huge amount of energy that others waste trying to keep up appearances. That energy, instead of being burned through ego-driven decisions, is used for healing, clarity, and growth. Here's the truth. Performing for the world ages people. It creates pressure. It leads to burnout. It keeps you trapped in a cycle of self-monitoring, always wondering if you're doing enough, saying enough, being enough. That internal stress adds up. It stiffens the body. It wears on the face. It clouds the mind. But when you live from a place of authenticity, you're lighter. The body isn't under constant stress to protect a false identity. The mind isn't tangled in fear of judgment. The heart beats steadier. You laugh easier. You sleep deeper. Sigma males live in that space, not because they're above it all, but because they know chasing ego is a bottomless pit. There's always another level, another person to impress, another mask to wear. They stepped off that treadmill early, and in doing so they kept their peace and their youth. The real self runs on less fuel. It doesn't need validation to survive, it just needs truth. And Sigma males have built their life around that truth. Quiet, solid, and free from the aging grip of ego. They are not trying to be impressive, they are trying to be real, and real always lasts longer. Number 5, they age with curiosity, not bitterness. Most people treat aging like a loss. They hold on to the past, mourn their younger self, and slowly grow bitter as time moves forward. But Sigma males walk a completely different path. They don't fear aging, they're curious about it, and that curiosity changes everything. They're not looking back, wishing they were 21 again. They're not chasing some version of the good old days. Instead, they lean into the present with open eyes. They want to understand the phase they're in. They want to know what this season of life is teaching them. That quiet hunger to grow keeps their spirit fresh. It keeps their mind alert. And when the mind stays alive, the body tends to follow. Bitterness is heavy. It sinks into the face, stiffens the body, and steals your light. It comes from unresolved pain, from unmet expectations, from the lie that the best days are behind you. Sigma males don't carry that weight. They've accepted that time moves forward, and they use that movement as momentum, not as a reason to shut down. They explore maturity like it's undiscovered territory, new thoughts, new disciplines, new levels of understanding. That sense of wonder doesn't fade with age. If anything, it deepens. While others resist change, Sigma males invite it. They see it as part of becoming more, not losing who they were. And the effect? They stay sharp, calm, engaged, not in the way youth tries to prove itself, but in the way wisdom quietly listens. That mindset, that refusal to grow bitter, keeps their energy light and their presence strong. Curiosity keeps you evolving. And evolution is what makes Sigma males seem untouched by time. They don't just get older, they get better. And it shows in their face, in their posture, and in the way they carry years with quiet pride. Number 6, their soul is quiet. If you really want to know why Sigma males seem to age slower than everyone else, you have to stop looking at their habits and start listening for something deeper, the silence within them. While most people walk around with noisy souls, Sigma males carry a stillness that's rare, not empty, not numb, quiet. Most people are aging from the inside out, not because of time, but because of the emotional weight they never put down, regret about the past, shame that was never healed, fear of not being enough, longing for things that never came. That noise doesn't just live in the mind, it shows up in the body, in the tension in the jaw, in the tired eyes, in the hunched shoulders. The body remembers everything the soul refuses to release. But Sigma males, they face that noise early. They do the hard inner work. They question their beliefs. They confront their pain. They let go of what's not theirs to carry. They don't bury their emotions under distraction or denial. They sit with them. They wrestle with them. And they find peace, not by avoiding the storm, but by learning how to breathe through it. That peace becomes part of their wiring. Their nervous system relaxes. Their breathing deepens. Their face softens. Their body moves without resistance. And over time, that internal calm becomes a kind of agelessness, a lightness, a presence you can feel. People often ask why Sigma males seem so composed, so unaffected. The answer is simple. They cleaned up the inside. They made peace with their path. And that kind of inner silence is more powerful than any external fix. A quiet soul is not a coincidence. It is a choice. And Sigma males make that choice every day so they can live, lead, and grow without dragging the past behind them. And that's what keeps them timeless. Number 7, they avoid emotional entanglements that drain testosterone. One of the sneakiest things that ages men faster isn't poor diet, lack of sleep, or even stress from work. It's emotional chaos, the kind that creeps in through unhealthy relationships, messy arguments, mind games, and people who constantly take more than they give. Sigma males know this. And that's why they treat emotional entanglements like landmines. They're not cold, they're not heartless, they're strategic. Sigma males understand that a toxic relationship doesn't just affect your mood, it messes with your biology. When your emotions are constantly being pulled in every direction, your testosterone drops, your DHEA levels dip. And those are the very hormones that keep you feeling sharp, strong, and youthful. Every time you get caught in unnecessary emotional drama, your body responds like it's under attack. Your cortisol spikes, your sleep suffers, your muscles feel heavy, your mind becomes foggy. Do that often enough and you start to look and feel older, fast. Sigma males have mastered the art of walking away early. If a connection feels manipulative, unstable, or overly demanding, they step back. Not because they are afraid of emotions, but because they respect their energy. They would rather be alone and stable than tangled up in something that chips away at their peace and power. This emotional discipline is part of what keeps them looking younger. They are not wasting hormones on conflict. They are not stuck in cycles of drama and repair. They guard their mental and physical health by choosing people wisely, and when needed, choosing distance. That kind of emotional control is rare. It's not glamorous, it's not loud, but it's powerful. It keeps their body running clean, their mind steady, their spirit light. And in a world where most men burn out trying to fix what they should have walked away from, Sigma males age slower because they refuse to let chaos live in their bloodstream. Number 8, controlled exposure to the world. One of the biggest reasons Sigma males often look younger as they age has nothing to do with luck. It has everything to do with what they don't expose themselves to. They're not everywhere, they're not always available, and that's not by accident. It's a strategy. Sigma males understand that the world is loud, fast, and constantly trying to pull your attention in 100 different directions. Most people are stuck in a cycle of non-stop stimulation, scrolling endlessly, watching meaningless content surrounded by noise and chaos all day long. That overload wears people out. It steals energy, it triggers anxiety, and it silently speeds up the aging process. But Sigma males move differently. They're intentional. They pick their environments with precision, whether it's the people they talk to, the places they go, or even the kind of media they consume. It's all filtered. Nothing gets in unless it adds value or peace. They don't let their senses get hijacked. They don't stay in toxic spaces just to be polite. They don't force themselves into situations just to be seen. Instead, they protect their peace like it is currency. Quiet spaces, nature, silence, deep focus, meaningful conversations. These are their sources of fuel, and because they're not constantly overstimulated, their body stays calmer. Their nervous system isn't fried, their face isn't carrying years of tension. It is not about avoiding life, it's about experiencing it on their terms. And in doing so, they stay sharper, they stay more grounded, and yes, they stay younger. Controlled exposure to the world is not about hiding, it is about choosing. Choosing what enters your mind, choosing who has access to your time, and choosing to live in a way that protects your energy instead of constantly draining it. That kind of discipline doesn't just preserve youth, it builds power. Number 9, Stoic acceptance of pain. Pain visits everyone. The difference is in how people respond to it. Most run from it, numb it, or pretend it's not there. Sigma males don't. They let it in. They don't chase suffering, but when it arrives, they don't flinch. They sit with it. They listen. They learn. And because of that, pain doesn't break them. It refines them. You see, resisting pain is like holding your breath. It builds pressure. It creates tension. It ages your spirit. But when you face it, when you let yourself feel it without panicking, something powerful happens. You stop carrying it, it moves through you, and when it leaves wisdom behind. Sigma males understand that pain is part of the deal. Life cuts deep sometimes, people disappoint, loss happens. Not everything gets a happy ending, but they don't ask, why me? They ask, what now? And that shift in mindset turns pain into fuel, into focus, into depth. That kind of emotional maturity gives them a quiet strength. They don't carry bitterness in their body. They don't let suppressed anger rot their health. They deal with things directly. And that kind of inner cleanliness shows in the way they age, in the way they hold themselves, in the peace behind their eyes. Most people try to escape discomfort and in doing so stay stuck in it for years. But Sigma males face the fire head on. They walk through it and they come out clearer, stronger, and oddly younger. Not because they were untouched, but because they allowed the pain to do its job and then let it go. There's a kind of beauty that only comes from facing the hard stuff with open eyes. Sigma males have that look, not fragile, not cold, just real, worn in all the right ways. Number 10, zero tolerance for forced smiles. Sigma males have this quiet way of protecting their energy, and one of the most underrated parts of that is their complete refusal to fake emotions. They don't smile to keep others comfortable. They don't laugh when something isn't funny, and they definitely don't pretend to be okay when they are not. That kind of honesty doesn't just shape their personality, it shapes their face over time. Most people, without realizing it, carry years of forced expressions, smiles they didn't mean, laughter they didn't feel, polite reactions in uncomfortable situations. Over time, those fake moments leave a mark. The face starts to tighten. The eyes look tired. There is a quiet heaviness that builds up from constantly trying to please or perform. But Sigma males don't live like that. If they are happy, it shows. If they are serious, they don't hide it. They let their emotions move naturally. Nothing is staged. Nothing is forced. And because of that, their faces don't wear the tension that comes from pretending all the time. There is something freeing about that level of self-truth. It allows the body to relax. The jaw is not constantly clenched. The forehead is not always frowning in silence. They save their energy for real moments, for real reactions. And that kind of emotional honesty keeps them light. They are not rude. They are just real. And people might not always understand it, but that's fine with them. They would rather be misunderstood for being authentic than praised for being fake. This is one of the quiet reasons they often look younger. Not because they're chasing youth, but because they're not dragging around emotional masks that never fit them in the first place. Their face tells the truth. And the truth, when accepted fully, is strangely beautiful. Number 11. Boundaries protect their nervous system. One of the most overlooked reasons Sigma males stay youthful isn't about skincare, workouts, or diet. It's about boundaries. Not just the kind you draw with people, but the invisible lines you set to protect your peace of mind. Sigma males understand that who and what you allow into your space directly affects your nervous system, and your nervous system controls everything from how you sleep to how you age. They don't give unlimited access to people just because they're family, friends, or co-workers. They don't answer every call. They don't say yes just to avoid guilt. They're not rude, they're clear. And that clarity protects them. It keeps stress hormones like cortisol in check. Because here's the truth. Every time you allow someone to dump chaos into your life, your body reacts. Your heart rate spikes. Your breathing changes. Your muscles tense up. You start carrying stress in your shoulders, in your gut, even in your skin. That constant pressure adds years to you. Sigma males figured this out early. They realized that every boundary they draw is not just for emotional safety, it is for physical health. They know that peace is not passive. It has to be built, protected, and sometimes defended. They don't entertain drama. They don't explain themselves to people who have already made up their minds. They don't allow guilt to guide their decisions, and because of this, their energy stays steady, their mind stays clear, their body isn't constantly in defense mode. This discipline shows they age slowly because they live intentionally. They're not fighting invisible battles all day long. They've already made the hard choices: who gets access, how much, and for how long. Boundaries are not walls, they are filters. And Sigma males use them to keep their internal world quiet, steady, and deeply preserved. That's not just self-respect, that's long-term survival. In final words, true youth isn't frozen in time, it's protected by peace, sharpened by discipline, and earned through silence. The reason Sigma males often look younger as they age has little to do with luck and everything to do with how they live. They are not chasing youth. They are preserving what matters by cutting out what doesn't. While the world burns out trying to keep up, Sigma males slow down to align with what actually fuels them: rest, clarity, solitude, self-awareness. They're not living loud, but they are living deep. They don't drain themselves chasing trends, proving points, or feeding the ego. They protect their mind like it's sacred. They filter their environment like their future depends on it, because it does. And they give their body what it truly needs: space to recover, silence to reset, and truth to anchor them. If you see yourself in this, if you've always moved through life quietly, asked different questions, and valued peace more than popularity, then you're not falling behind. You're living a rare path, a path that doesn't just preserve youth, but builds a different kind of strength. A strength that stays calm in chaos, a strength that knows how to age with curiosity, not fear. So keep your pace, trust your instincts, speak less, observe more, and never apologize for needing less from the world. You're not here to compete, you're here to become. That's what makes you a Sigma male. And that's why you will always move through time in a way that others can't explain, but can definitely feel. Thank you for watching, gents, and God bless you.